welcome to your math time. I know you just got back from Related Arts, so I'm going to give you a minute to transition, clean up everything that you need to, and then come down to the carpet. When I say the word of the day, go ahead and do that. When the music is off, remember, your voices need to be off, and I need you seated on the carpet, alright? Igneous. Wow, thank you so much. The music is off. I do not hear your voices. I am so proud of you. This is fantastic. Okay, so today we're going to do a fun lesson talking about area. And we already learned about perimeter. Remember, perimeter is the space outside of the shape. But area is the space inside. So I'm going to teach you guys some fun ways to figure that out today. First, let's go ahead and read our I can statement together. I'm going to count to 3, and when we get down, I'm going to count down from 3, and then let's start reading, okay? 3, 2, 1. I can measure area by building arrays and counting unit squares. So that's our goal for the lesson. By the end of your lesson, I want you to be able to measure area by building the arrays and counting each unit square. But we're going to just start with the lesson with a fun little activity. So I have some Cheez-Its, which are a great snack, and you can get them at home. And they're perfect for doing area because they are a square. You can see? So I'm going to pull out 12 Cheez-Its, and I'm going to put them in a rectangle. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So let me grab a few more. 9, 10, 11, 12. I have 12 Cheez-Its there, and we'll just set those 2 aside. I have 12 Cheez-Its, and we're going to pretend that each of these is a unit square. And I have them in a rectangle here. I'm going to count how much area is there. So I'm just going to count each Cheez-It. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So I know from this problem that my area is 12. If you want, and you're hungry, you can take a little Cheez-It and eat it. I want to also figure out my perimeter. Can you guys help me do that? That would be spectacular. Remember how we learned to mark off all the perimeter? I'm going to mark it off, and you count with me, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. My perimeter is 14, the outside, and the area, which is the inside, is 12, because I have 12 Cheez-Its. I'm going to eat one of those. You guys can have Cheez-Its too later on. Alright. So, we can use Cheez-Its, but I also like to use these little square pattern blocks. And remember when we were talking about perimeter? Sometimes you might have a problem and it's in like feet, or yards, or inches, or centimeters, or miles. For our lesson, we're going to have a measurement of a unit square. Now this is just 1 unit square, and we can have this unit square. They can be different sizes, but for this lesson, this is going to be a 1 unit square, and this is what we're going to use to add up the area. Okay? So like before, we had 12 Cheez-Its. That would be 12 unit squares. With this is just 1 unit square. And if I take another one, I have 2 unit squares. Now, my perimeter of 1 unit square, if we count it, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 sides. So my perimeter is 4. Now, if we put 2 unit squares together, I can again mark them off like we learned. I can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. number would be my perimeter, whereas my area would be 2 since I only have 2 unit squares. Now I have some dice that we're going to use. Let me move these out of the way since we don't need them anymore. And I'm going to roll the dice, and whatever number we get, that's how big our area is going to be. So let's go ahead and roll it. Oops. I got a 2. So I'm going to move these aside. I'm going to take 2 unit squares. Can someone count with me and tell me how big my area is? Let's go. I'm going to choose some of my popsicle sticks. Kason, what is my area for these 2 unit squares? Right, you got 2, and how did you get that? You counted them. 1, 2. Very good. Let's count our perimeter. I'm going to do it over here in the corner so I have lots of space. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So our area is 2, but our perimeter is 6. And for every area problem that we do, I want you guys to keep finding the perimeter so you can get very good at finding perimeter, because that's a very important skill to know. I'm going to roll my dice again, see what we get. 4. So I'm going to get 4 unit squares, and I'm going to lay them out here. I'm going to put them in a square. And I'm going to call on someone else to tell me what my perimeter is. Kylie! To tell me what my area is. What is the area of this square here? Exactly, yes, it's 4. And how do we know that? Right, we can count them. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Our area is 4. And again, we can count our perimeter. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Our perimeter is 8. Now for this next one, we're going to make it a little bit more tricky. So our area was 4 and our perimeter was 8. For this next one, we're going to make it a little bit more tricky. And I'm going to add in another dice. We're going to multiply them together. Can someone tell me what 4 times 6 is? Please raise your hand. Someone tell me what 4 times 6. Yes, Serenity, what is it? 24. Exactly. Great job. Your multiplication skills are awesome. 24. So right now I'm going to count off 24 unit squares. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. And I'm going to arrange them in a rectangle, and I'm going to put 4 on one side and 6 across, almost like an array that we would use in multiplication. So I'm building my rectangle, and it doesn't have to be perfect, but you can kind of get the idea that I have a big rectangle here. Can someone guess what they think the area will be? Go ahead and raise your hand. Think about the area. What do you think the area will be for our rectangle? Yes, Miles. What is the area? That's a good guess, but not quite. So let's count it up just to see what it is. I'm going to lay my cap in my pen because I don't accidentally want to mark on them. You guys count with me, okay? Ready? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. Our area is 24 unit squares. 24 unit squares. Great job, guys. And real quick, just to practice, I want to find our perimeter. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So our area, the stuff inside was 24 and the outside was 20. Now before I let you guys go out this, I want to show you one more quick thing. I'll just flip this over. Let's say we have an area of 4. Let me show you this. I can arrange them in a square like I did earlier. Oh look, I could put them in a long line. 1, 2, 3, 4. I could put them in a little zigzag shape. So when you're doing area, as long as you have 4, the area will still be the same. The perimeter might change, so you got to make sure to count it and mark it off every time. But when you guys do this, I want you to make lots of squares and rectangles, but every once in a while you can get creative and make a fun shape, okay? So right now, I'm going to hand out these pattern blocks to everyone. Everyone's going to get about 10. I'm going to have my materials manager hand out the pattern blocks. Can I get my whiteboard manager to go get the whiteboards and hand one out to everybody? While they're doing that, I'm going to play a little transition song so you guys have a second to talk, and then we'll get back into it, alright? Igneous. During this time, I know this is hard to see, but I would definitely have this up on the ladybug, and I would be doing all these problems on the ladybug so the students can clearly see it. I would also, before the lesson, sort out all the square pattern blocks from the rest of the pattern blocks so we wouldn't have to like dig and find them in the lesson. And I'd probably just put them in baggies of like groups of 10 so I can just give the materials manager a baggie and they have to give that to each person and it can be super fast. And then another person can go get the whiteboards and then we are all set. So that's how I would do that. And I'm going to pretend my timer my transition is over. And everyone's ready to go. Alright class, thank you for getting ready so quickly and sitting down quietly. I love how my friends at table 1 are doing a great job of listening and just paying attention overall. I really, really love that. Okay, so everyone has their whiteboards and the pattern blocks. I'm going to give you guys just a minute to kind of play with them and explore. But before we do that, I have a couple of rules. Your pattern blocks need to stay on your whiteboard. I need them to stay on your whiteboard so they're not scattered all over the room and your friends aren't touching them. Just leave your pattern blocks on your whiteboard so then they don't go anywhere else. Also, I'm going to give you guys a second to play with them in a minute, but if I'm talking or one of your classmates is talking, I need pattern blocks on the board and hands off. And your eyes need to be on the speaker so you know exactly what's happening in the classroom. Okay? And that way we can just give better respect to our classmates because we want to hear what they have to share and their ideas. And then if they say something really cool, you can add on to that, and I would love to see that happen. Okay, so I'm going to give you guys just a minute or two. You can touch them, play with them. You can talk, but I want you to use a whisper voice so it doesn't get super loud. Alright, when I say the word of the day, just start exploring, okay? Igneous. During this time, I would also probably stand up and go walk around the students. This is just mainly a time that they can touch and explore them, so when we get into the lesson, they're not quite as distracted, and they can, just get their hands on them and kind of see what's going on, so then we can be more focused during the lesson. But I would also just walk around the room, see what they're doing, find out if they have any questions, any wonderments, and we photo them as unit squares or pattern blocks throughout the lesson. So right now I'm going to ring the chimes and gather the students' attention back in. So, ding. Alright class, thanks for putting your hands on your head and your eyes on me. I really appreciate that. So we have our dice here, and I'm going to roll it again to see what number we get. So push all your pattern blocks to the side, and I need your eyes on me. And I'm going to go ahead and roll the dice, see what number we get, and let's find the area. 5. So I'm going to take 5 pattern blocks and put them in a little design or a shape. And let me see what you get. I'm going to do mine up here under the ladybug. I'll put mine over here. I want to see what else you guys got. Ooh, I like how Tana put his all in a row. And Rihanna's got this really nice kind of S shape going on that I love. Ooh, Miles has an L. Very interesting. When I did it, I just put mine kind of up like this. Alright, so right now I want you guys to hands off and eyes up here. We're going to go ahead and count the area with this we're going to go ahead and count the area together. As I'm counting, I want you guys to be touching your pattern blocks and counting with me, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5. So our area is 5. Our area is 5, and we know that because we have 5 unit squares. And I'm going to go ahead for mine. I want you guys to look up here and follow on with me. For mine, I'm going to count the perimeter. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. My perimeter is 10. So my area was 5, and my perimeter is 10. Now this one got a little tricky, didn't it? Because I have this awkward side over here. So when you do your perimeter, make sure you count every single side, okay? Let's go ahead and do one more just single dice, and then maybe we can step it up a bit. Haha, we got a 1. This one should be super fast. Go ahead and show me your area, and let's count it together. 1. Good job, good job. And I'm going to go ahead and count my perimeter because why not? And it's super easy because there's only 1. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we have an area of 1 and a perimeter of 4. So I think you guys kind of get the idea. This is a beginning of learning area, and so these pattern blocks really help you because you can see each unit square, and that equals 1. So when you add up all the unit squares, that is your total area. So right now, real quick, I'm going to explain to you guys your stations, and then you'll start your independent practice and do your stations, and then we'll come back for a quick closure and then go into reading. Okay? So for one of your stations, I have this cool activity, and there's a couple of different steps. This is what I made one just so you guys can kind of look at it, but you're going to get a paper up here. I want you to make sure you write your name. Down on the side, you're going to do this 6 times. So every time you write the amount of your area and the amount of your perimeter. Alright? So that's going to be super important. So here's a couple steps of what you're going to do. First, you're going to get 2 dice. And remember, friends, we have some trouble with dice sometimes. So when you get your dice, I want you to be sure you only get 2 because that's all you need. I don't want to see them thrown across the room or around the floor later on. You only need 2 dice. When you're done, I want you to either put them right back in the dice bin or give them to the next group that is doing the station, okay? Don't put them in your pocket. Don't put them in your desk. Don't keep them. Put them away right away. Okay, so for this, what we're going to do is we're going to roll the dice. 3 times 5. First, I want you guys to multiply 3 times 5. So you can go over here and you're going to go 3 times 5. And I'm going to call on someone real quick. Ooh. Time here. What is 3 times 5? 15. Fabulous. Great job. 15. So then I want you guys to take 15 pattern blocks and arrange them in a square. Let me get a white piece of paper so I'm not distracted by the book. 15. And I can arrange them in an array just like the multiplication problem is. So I can go 3 rows of 5 because we're doing multiplication. I'm going to lay them out. Sorry, this is taking a minute. Okay, so there's my area of 15. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw it in these little squares. And in this paper, each square is a unit square. So I'm going to draw it real quick. 3 times 5 is 15. Okay. 3 times 5 is 15. And then I'm going to write down my perimeter. And I'm going to write down my area. And I'm just going to count my unit squares. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Oh, I must have colored up too much. This, we're going to X out. So my area is 15, and we can look up here at the pattern blocks. See, even I made a mistake. And our perimeter, again, we're going to mark it off, and this is super important. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Our perimeter is 16. And then what you guys are going to do is you're going to roll the dice again. You're going to multiply it out. You're going to arrange it with the pattern blocks. You're going to draw it in here and write the area and perimeter. Now you can see in my paper, I got a little bit creative. Like I had 2 times 2, I just made a little square. And then I had 2 times 6, which my area was 12, and I made this funky little pattern. And then I made another rectangle, and I made another funky pattern. And then here, I got 1 times 1. I rolled the dice, and I got 2 ones. I just had 1 unit square, so that's all I drew. And then I added up my perimeter. So that was super simple. So that is your first station. If you guys have any questions, let me know. But I'm going to leave this one up here so you can kind of look at it. And remember, make sure you be responsible with those dice you're using because I'm trusting you. For your second station, this is going to be fun. You're going to write your name and figure out the area. So right here I have my name written out. This is my last name, Nielsen. And then what I would need to do is write it out the best I could and then count the area. So I'm going to do it super fast. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31. Make sure you count really carefully. 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 44, 5, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62. Wow, my name's so long. 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85. So the area of my name equals 85 unit squares. And you can see my name was too long for one piece of paper. So I had to take another piece of paper and I cut it and then I glued it on. And I have lots of grid paper you can do. This can kind of be confusing because it's all in squares, so you got to figure out how to write your name to the best of your ability. And if you make a mistake and you need some extra papers, that's okay because I got plenty that you can use. Also for this one, if you roll it 6 times and you have more time, I have lots more paper that you can use if you want to do more. Just make sure that you write your name on both of them so I know whose it is and I can give you the credit that you deserve. Okay, so those are your stations. For your independent practice, you're going to use your My Math textbook, page 767 and 768. And on there, you're going to count the unit squares to find the area. Alright? When I ring the chimes, I'm going to have you guys go back to your desks, start your independent practice in your My Math page. Remember it's 767, 768. I'll put it up on the smartboard with your station transition so you can see what it is. If you have questions or you're confused, I want you to stay right down on the carpet or go to the background table and we can work on it together. Okay, because I want you guys to know exactly what to do. When I say the word of the day, you may quietly transition. Remember, when you hear the music, I want this time to be quiet because you guys should all independently be doing your work. Igneous. Okay, so right now, they would all be doing their independent practice, and I would send them off to go do that. They would tear it out from their My Math. I would have the station slide showed up so they can see exactly what page it is in the homework, and then they know what station they're going to be at. So that's something I would have so that the students can see it. So they will be doing their independent practice. I think it should take them about 10 to 15 minutes. And then once they get done with that, they can go ahead and start on those stations. I don't expect them to finish these stations together because we won't get through all the rotations today. But they'll keep working on them throughout the week, and I'll be adding in new stations and taking some away so they can be working on them. The other stations are Reflex and iReady and some task cards that we had from last week about perimeter. So they'll be doing all of those stations, and then tomorrow, for tomorrow's lesson, I'll add in a new station, just kind of shuffle through them. They'll have about 15 minutes to go, 50 minutes to complete the math stations, to work independently, do the math stations, do the independent practice before we come back for a quick closure. My math club kids will come in around 10:45, 10:50, so I'm going to gather them at the background table, and I'd probably just take these and some dice and just show them at the background table. Bring some Cheez-Its along too, so that they know what to do and what's going on. Also, when they're doing independent practice, I want my students to be fairly quiet, like I said, because they will be working independently, and I want them all to focus. As they start getting into those stations, like the students that are iReady and Reflex and some other things, they will have to be quiet because they should be at their computers not talking. Other students can talk, obviously. I just want them to keep the volume down so it's not total chaos and they're not shouting. I'll have to make sure that they're treating the pattern blocks with respect and not getting them all mixed around. If I notice big problems with them, I would just ring the chimes and be like, hey guys, I noticed those pattern blocks all over the floor. Let's go ahead and stop, clean those up, make sure those stay in the box. If you need them, get out a whiteboard, keep them on the whiteboard so that they're not all over the place. And same thing with the dice. Each student should only have 2 dice for those stations. You can go ahead and pause this video and we'll come right back.